Hi everyone, welcome back to this video series on deploying Windows 11 using Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. So in our subsequent video, we've looked at how you capture a Windows 11 image. Now that we've successfully completed capturing a Windows 11, let's go ahead to deploy that image. First, we'll go to Deployment Workbench to create a task sequence as well as add the custom image that we are going to deploy. So to do that, you are going back to your deployment workbench. Yes. So first, let's add an operating system. We are going to right click, same way, and then import an operating system. So in this case, we are importing a custom image. So I'm going to click on custom and then click on next. So I'm going to browse to that location. In our case, we have it on our deployment share and under capture. So I'm going to click on Windows 11 cap and then click open. So next, set of files unlimited, do not copy or set of file, copy Windows 7. I think I'm okay with set of files unneeded. So and I'm gonna click next, destination directory name, that's fine. Next, and I'm going to click on what next. So let's just give it some moment. So we can click finish. So we have that image added. So next will be to create a task sequence for this. So we right click on task sequence and say new task sequence. So I'll just call it Win 11 custom. So here I'm going to select deploy custom. So I'll call it deploy custom Windows 11 image. Just paste that here and then next. So in this case we'll be going with the standard task sequence. So click on next. So I'm selecting the custom image and then clicking next. So I don't have the product key to specify. I'm just going to click next. Organization, still going to go with MDT. The user, I like to go with user. I'm clicking next. Password, I might want to specify. Let's say so. Next, can review, then finish. So now that we have that, let's go back and update our properties. So if we go back to our rules, we don't want to do capture now, so we might just want to turn this to no. And with everything, I think we're good. Apply. So we're going to go back and click on update deployment share. We are going to completely regenerate the deployment share by clicking next, next, and then wait for it to complete. So we are going to click finish. So now that we have everything ready, we can go to our server, go to tools, go to deployment service, expand the server and then our current server. So you can right click and add a boot image. So we're going to browse to the location. In our case, we'll go to deployment share. On the deployment share, we are going to boot and then we'll be using the light touch PA. Click OK on that. I'm going to click next. I can decide to rename, but I think I'm okay with the name. So next, and we can click finish. So the next step will be to boot a machine with this image. So to do that, we are going to go back to our hypervisor and just create a new machine. So I'm going to go new virtual machine. Next, device one, memory. Let's give it that. Not really important. Networking. I'm going to use virtual switch. Next, just gonna give it, let's say, 40. And the location, I just want to store it separately. I'll click next. So I'm going to do a network based installation. Next, I'm going to click finish. So let's power it on. Start. So we can see we have an error. So one way we can actually take a look at the error, because it's so fast that we can't even see what's happening. So one way we can see that would be to add another virtual switch to the machine. So to do that, we'll go to settings and then add a hardware. Of course, the hardware will be a network adapter. So let's go for that. We'll select any network switch available, apply, and OK. So once we do a reboot of the system, we should be able to see the error. So now we can see the error, which is NBF client 23 error finding blah blah blah. So one way you can resolve this error is, let's go back and turn this off. So we'll go back to the deployment share. So first you have to check the remote installed folder. On that remote install, which is, you go to where your deployment share drive remote installed is installed for the WDS. So once you get there, you go to boot. You're going to check your x64 drive, if that file that was specified, WDS, SF, whatever is specified here. So we can see it's not here. So that means we have to copy it here for that to work. So to copy it, you go to your C drive, Windows. We're going to go to System 32. System 32. Under System 32, we're going to search for RIM installed as remote install. Under remote install, we are going to search for boot. Another boot, we are going to search for x64. So this is the file. So we are going to copy this file. Go back to our MDT. Go back to where we have our remote install folder. Go to boot 64. And I'm going to paste that here. Continue. So we have that pasted. So I can go back. I can go back and copy the one of x86. For x86 also, I'm going to copy that. We then have it, so it's fine. So we can go back to our WDS. Right click, go to all tags to restart for it to take effect. So we're going to restart that deployment, restart it successfully. So let's go back to that client machine, connect back to it. and then we're going to start service. So let's see if we get that error again. Boom. So the error is out. So let's begin our deployment process. United States International. I'm okay with that. So we're going to run that. So yeah. So we are going to use the stack sequence declare complete name. I'm just going to do test dash 01. I might decide to join it to our domain MDT.local. So it's for organization units. I don't want to. I can just next. Move user data to previous. So let's say for instance we want to apply user state migration to that will take our data to somewhere. Once it's done flattening it, bring the data back. We can decide to use this option, but I will just want to flatten the image. Same for this. Language, yeah, okay. Keyboard layout, I'll just change this to US International. Time setting, I want to go with GM UTC or GMT plus one. Central Africa, yeah. Next, I don't need big locker, so I'll just click on enable so I can check the details and click on begin. So, yep, physics. So let's take a look at the details. Nothing really to show because 0 around 01. So we can click finish. So here you have it, your Windows 11 captured and deployed using your Windows deployment service. So one more thing we might want to check if the application that was installed on the reference machine appears here. So one of those applications was I think TF, so which is TF editor. So look at it, it's installed alongside, so you can actually use that process to capture a machine with the installed applications and then deploy it across your clients or with that consistent configuration that we talked about. And yeah, so have fun with the process. Cheers. Remember, like and subscribe. Bye for now.